to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I'm so weird. That's so random. Anywho. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're new here, my name's Roxanne and welcome to my channel. If you are not new, thanks so much for coming back and clicking on another video. Today I have another drugstore dupe or high-end poop video for you, except this time it's turned around. Or is it drugstore poop or high-end dupe? Yeah, I think that's the way it's supposed to go. As you guys know, I've done these on my channel before. I'll go ahead and link a playlist down below for you all to check out. I've done a mascara, I've done a primer, I've done a couple of other things, and you guys seem to really like these videos because I go out and I find drugstore dupes for some of the most popular high-end products. And I really appreciate that as a consumer. Sometimes when I'm looking and debating between a really expensive product, I will look out there and see if there is a dupe. So I oftentimes depend on these kinds of videos to make a purchase. So I hope you all appreciate this, that I actually take the time to figure out if it is truly a drugstore poop, you guys know what I mean. High-end dupe or drugs. Yeah, anyways, let's move on. And I will tell you guys what product I found this time and whether or not it is a high-end dupe. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about face oils. Now, I don't often do skincare on my channel in this kind of playlist or this kind of category because skincare is so personal and it's like the one thing that you have to have a skin type for. And what I mean is, like, if I were to come on here and say, oh, this moisturizer for my dry skin is a drugstore dupe for this moisturizer for my dry skin, then a lot of the time people can't relate to that because they may not have dry skin, they may be allergic to that moisturizer, or they may not appreciate, you know, the products or the ingredients in that moisturizer. It may not be cruelty-free, things like that. So I try to stay away from skincare when I do these kinds of videos, but I thought this one was worth mentioning because there are two products out there that are very, very expensive, that are high-end oils, and there's one that just recently came out that's a drugstore dupe for them. I thought that it would be beneficial for me to talk about this because anyone can use oils. Now, there's this misconception that oily skin women or oily skin men or oily skin aliens cannot use oil on their face, but that is a complete false statement. If you have oily skin, you are still allowed, quote, to use oil products or oily products or oils on your face. It doesn't mean that you're going to get an excess of moisture. It doesn't mean that you're going to have your face looking like a pizza. What it means is that any excess oil that you have on your face will be treated with the oil that you are going to use in a product. So it's not like it adds to the oil and doubles it and then you're uber oily. That's not the way it works. Really, it's up to you and what your preference is and what you like as a consumer and what you like as a person who's putting the skincare on your face. There are certain things, however, that you should pay attention to when you do have oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, but that's a whole nother video. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see my tips and tricks for different skin types, because as a makeup artist and as someone who's trained in this profession, I have had a lot of background. I've taken a lot of classes and I do have a license, as you all know, in this kind of area. No, I'm not an esthetician. I don't even argue the fact that I'm an esthetician, but I have been in, you know, this game a little bit longer than some, and I do know a lot about skin and skincare. So anyway, that's a video for another day, but I just wanted to give that disclaimer because I know I'm gonna get in the comments, I thought you weren't supposed to put oils on oily skin, or whatever it may be. So today I'm just sharing with you an oil that I found that is a dupe for some of the other really expensive oils out there. And what I'm talking about is actually the new Wet n Wild Rose Multi-Use Oil. It's the one that came out in the Rebel Rose collection. I took off the ingredients. I was going to read you guys the ingredients, but I totally just ripped off the packaging. That's okay. I'll just pull it up online. I tried it out for a couple days because I really wanted to make this video truthful and honest and genuine, and I didn't want to come on here and tell you guys something that wasn't factual. So I tried it out for a couple days, and I really do think that it is a dupe for both of these high-end products that I'm going to talk about. So first of all, I want to talk to you about the ingredients in this particular product so that you can see the very, very, very close similarities in the two other oils that I'm going to talk about. So ingredients are in here. We have a lot of seed oil, rosa flower, there is like coconut. I'm not sure how to say some of these, so I'll go ahead and put them down below in the description bar. But for the most part, you have a lot of rose extracts, you have a lot of coconut extracts, you have a lot of things that hydrate your face that are multi-use. So what's good about that is that sometimes when you have a face oil, it's just strictly a face oil. You can't use it for other purposes. And what I like about this particular oil is that they're saying right on the bottle that it's a multi-use oil. So you don't have to use it just for skincare. You can use it for blending out shadows. You can use it for adding to foundation. You can use it for making your brows a little more sheer if they're a little dark. You can add it to a highlight. You can add it to a stick foundation. So what I really love about oils in general is that they're a multi-use product. But when a brand like Wet n Wild puts on there that it is a multi-use oil, I feel like people who actually use the product are going to appreciate that fact more. So this is what this particular product looks like, and I really love that they put actual rose inside the bottle. I think that is an amazing marketing tool, and it makes the bottle really, really beautiful. So it's on a dropper, and it's quite large dropper. And what I appreciate about this product is that when you put it on your skin, you know how sometimes oils feel oily? I know that's weird, but humor me for a second, okay? If you're listening to this and you're rolling your eyes at me, just wait a second until I'm done explaining, okay? So sometimes you have an oil-based product that feels oily. You put it on your face and you feel like you've smacked a bagel with cream cheese on your face and you smeared it around, and all of that oil after you took off the bagel stayed on your face from the cream cheese, sucked into your skin and made you look like you had a breakout from being 15 years old. What I'm saying is this oil right here does not feel that way at all. Once you put it on your skin, it doesn't secrete, it doesn't cause excess oils that sit on top of your skin. It actually sinks into your skin to benefit the way that it's supposed to. And oh, it smells so good. You guys, this oil actually legitimately smells like rose. Sometimes when an oil has an extract of rose in it, it doesn't smell like rose, it just smells like ass really. But this, oh, this smells so good. So you put it on your skin and it doesn't sit on top, and that's a really big selling point for me where oils are concerned, because if they just are gonna sit on the top of my face, I don't want to have anything to do with them. I think that it just makes my face look disgusting. And I'm really lucky because I do have very normal skin, no combination, no dry, no oily, so I can use any product, which I think also benefits me because then I can try out a lot of different products and tell you guys my opinion. This right here is labeled a multi-use oil, and you can use it for a lot of different things. Now, what I think is good about that is that it's not strictly in one box. You don't have to just use it for your hands. You don't have to just use it for your face. You don't have to just use it on your body. You can use it with any product you want, and you can really do that with makeup in general, let's be real, or any kind of product. I don't care if you take foundation and you stick it on your feet, for all I care. You do you, that's your prerogative. But the fact that this actually labels it as a multi-use oil, I think is really clever. So what products am I talking about that this is a dupe for? I know that's why you came to the video. Let me pull them out for you. Now, one of them I actually only have a sample size of because it's so dumb expensive. I could not see spending that much on this particular product, but I had enough in the sample jar to try it out and to make sure that it was actually a dupe. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. Now, I know you guys know I was going there. I know you guys are sitting here going, she's going to mention the Rose Gold Elixir. Well, yes I am. So the Rose Gold Elixir has some of the same ingredients as the Wet n Wild oil does. However, it's labeled or a strict use of for face only. They don't specify at Farsali if you can use it for different things, you know, for whatever I mentioned with the Wet n Wild one. They don't say that directly. However, like I said, makeup can be used in an abundance of different ways. It really doesn't matter. There's no discrimination in makeup. But what I think is so similar about this one, other than the gold flecks, that's where the differentiation comes in, is this one, you can definitely see those gold flecks and how it affects your skin versus the Wet n Wild one that has the rose extract in it. So this one right here, it doesn't smell rosy. That's something else I'm not super fond of with this one. It smells more oily. I mean, when you put this on your face, it definitely smells like an oil. Putting it on your face though is another story. It feels exactly like the Wet n Wild, and it does exactly what the Wet n Wild does as well, but this one is thicker. So this one has more of a thick texture, thicker consistency than the Wet n Wild rose oil does. I suggest you try out this Wet n Wild one because it is so similar, and it does almost the same thing. I mean, it does do the same thing, except it's labeled as multi-dimensional or multi-use. And I do really like the Rose Gold Elixir. I think that it adds a really pretty effect to a foundation. I've used it in many different foundations before, like foundations that are more drying to my skin. I've put the sample of the Rose Gold Elixir in it, and it makes it beautiful. It has a beautiful finish to it. However, what I don't like about the Rose Gold Elixir is that it tends to leave a cast on my face, if you will. Not like an oily cast, but it's just a little too dewy for me. So I appreciate that the multi-use oil from Wet n Wild doesn't do that. Now, that being said, I really want to talk about one that I feel like is way more of a dupe than the Rose Gold Elixir, and that is the Anastasia Hydrating Oil. I was reading before I purchased this one, the hydrating oil, I was reading about it a little bit because on the bottle, it says that it's just hydrating oil. However, when you pull it up on their website or when you research what the product actually is, it states on the Anastasia website or anywhere you look up the hydrating oil from Anastasia that it is also a multi-use oil. You can use it for brows, you can use it for eyeshadow, you can use it in foundation, particularly stick foundation. I don't know why they didn't put that on the box or they didn't put that in the description, because for people to know that, it would have been amazing, you know? So the fact that Wet n Wild and Anastasia Beverly Hills are both cruelty-free is definitely something that I find super appealing. And this one's $45, so it's a little less than the Farsali. The Wet n Wild multi-use a la rose oil is $8, and that's a huge difference. The Farsali one I think is 80, something like that. I'll put all of the prices that are actual down in the description bar. I don't have them off the top of my head, and my phone is charging and I don't want to get up to get it, but all of the prices for all of these oils will be listed down below so that there's no confusion. So they actually do say on the ABH website that is specific for multi-use purposes. You can use it for all of those things that I talked about before. And what is even more similar is the ingredients that are in the ABH oil are almost exactly the same as the ingredients in the Wet n Wild ingredients. Go ahead and just read to you a little bit of what's in the Anastasia one. So you have seed oil, rose extract, you have some of the same plants. You have jojoba, you have black currant, you have lavender, bilberry extract, leaf extract, rose hip. So most of what's in this oil is also in this oil, which makes it, you know, another dupe for it. This one's also on a dropper. It's a little bit shorter than the Wet n Wild one, and this one is a different color. So the Wet n Wild one is yellow, whereas this one is clear. It's iridescent, not iridescent, it's what's the word? You guys, I've been having trouble with my words tonight. It's clear, whatever. It's sheer. I don't even know what I'm thinking. And the smell is identical. The Rose Gold Elixir is, like I said, a little more oily, but this one and this one have an identical smell. They both smell exactly like rose, and that's important because I'm pointing out to you a dupe. But this oil, I just can't tell a difference. I mean, I open it up, other than the color, and I smell them both, and they smell exactly the same. So if I were to cover these up, I mean, they have the same topper too. If I were to cover these up or put them in a different jar, I guarantee you would not even be able to tell the difference. They work the same, they react the same, they feel the same, the consistency is the same. Why I wanted to mention the Rose Gold Elixir is because people are always looking for a dupe for that product, but I truly feel like these right here definitely dupes. Not only because of the way they work, what they do to the skin, but also because they're both labeled as multidimensional, or they're labeled as multi-use. And I think when you can get a different use out of a makeup item, whatever the amount is that you spend, it's always beneficial. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys are looking for a good facial oil, if you guys are looking for something you know is gonna work and be beneficial for your skin, and you can get multi uses, or you can get different uses out of it, I highly recommend you pick up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose Multi-Use Oil. If you're kind of on the fence about the Anastasia Hydrating Oil, it is a good oil. It gets 5 stars. It's amazing. Now this one just came out, so I can't really attest to all of the other reviews. This one's been out since 2016, so people really love it. I mean, the Anastasia Hydrating Oil is a really, really great product. It's a good seller on her website. People really love it. There's a ton of reviews that are positive about it. But this one, you guys, is definitely going to give it a run for its money. I guarantee it. So those are my thoughts, you guys. I thank you so much for watching this video. It means so much to me when you come and check out what my opinions are. I really am I'm so infatuated with all of my subscribers, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. You mean so much to me. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have tried either of these products and if you agree with me that they are dupes for one another. Also, if you have any other ideas that you want me to check out for you as far as what some of the high-end dupes are, I would love to hear those. So leave me a comment down below and I will go ahead and check those out for you. It's always good when you can save a little bit of money, no matter if it's $10 or $100. And you know me, I'm all about picking up makeup and trying it out for you guys. I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching. I really do love you all. Remember to take care and take care of each other, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye!